Hello everyone. On behalf of Climb, I welcome you all. Now we are going to begin with our new wonderful presentation on another topic of class 11th accountancy. Now this presentation is on basis of accounting. Now to understand this presentation, there are certain prerequisites. We would like that you should know certain accounting terms and how the profit is calculated. First we'll try to see these terms and how the profit is calculated, and then we'll start with the basis of accounting. First term that you need to understand is what is revenue. If you have not done the basic terms on accounting, then you can try to understand here what is meant by revenue. Now revenue is basically what a businessman or any person engaged in some vocational activity receives. That is revenue. Now how does the revenue happens? Revenue occurs or revenue is earned when you render your services or when you sell your goods. For example, if a trader sells goods of rupees 5,000 and receives 5,000, then that 5,000 is revenue. It is not necessary that the revenue should always be received in cash. Even if you receive a promise to pay sometime in future, if you sell goods on credit and the customer says that he or she will pay that amount in future, maybe after 2 weeks or after a month, even that is revenue. So revenue is what you receive as well as the promise to receive in future. And how does it happen? It happens when you provide some services or you sell some goods. Now a few examples I have given here, that the fees that is received by a school is revenue for the school, or the fees received by the coaching center or the tutor or the doctor or the lawyer. These are all examples of revenue, whether they receive in cash or not. If you have studied, you have registered there, so they can assume that they have earned the revenue. Similarly, when you sell your goods or provide some services for cash or credit, it's your revenue. So the example of a stationery shop is given. If a stationery shop sells stationery of rupees 500, it's a revenue. A restaurant gives you a bill after you had a meal there of rupees 400, then the 400 becomes a revenue the moment they make the bill. It is not necessary that they should have received the payment. If they release a bill, that is the revenue for them. Similarly, we receive electricity bill every month. We receive telephone bills every month. So the electricity distribution company or the telephone company which is generating that bill, the moment they generate the bill and send it to you, it becomes a part of their revenue. It does not matter when you pay them. You might pay them later or you may pay them immediately. But when they generate the bill, for them it becomes the part of their revenue. So just a brief recap of what we just understood, this very important term in accounting. Now revenue is the receipt or a promise to receive in future due to the goods sold by you or the services provided by you. That is revenue. It is the total amount that you have received or you are going to receive or you must be receiving, or you have received the promise from the customer that he or she will pay that amount. That is the revenue. It is different from profit. It is just what you intend to receive. Next important term relating to revenues are revenue you can receive in advance also. Sometimes some customers can pay you the amount in advance, and sometimes the customers may not pay you even if they have received your services or they have received the goods. So there are two related terms, accrued revenue and unaccrued revenue. Accrued revenue happens when you have basically earned the revenue but not received it. Now how does it happen? It happens when you have provided the services but you have not received the payment. You have provided the services. You have sold the goods. A doctor has treated the patient. The customer has taken the meal in the restaurant. You are already registered to some club or institution, but you have availed the services, you have taken the services, you have taken the goods, but the payment has not been made. So that is accrued revenue. On the other side, you have not taken the services, but you have paid that amount. You have paid electricity bill in advance. You have paid the telephone bill in advance for next 2-3 months. In that case, that advance payment by you is unaccrued revenue or advance revenue for that company. That company cannot treat it as revenue earned. They have not earned it, they have received in advance. To understand it better, if a landlord receives the rent for the ongoing months, right now the May is going on, May 2020. If the landlord has received the rent for the month of May, then that is the revenue. But if the landlord receives the rent for month of June or July, that is unaccrued revenue for the landlord. That is advance revenue. And if the landlord has not received the rent for the month of say April or for the month of March, in that case, for the landlord, the rent for April and March will be considered as accrued revenue, earned but not received. And when you received in advance, that is received but not earned. So the terms here are that accrued revenue is earned but not received, and unaccrued is received but not earned. Now another important term in accounting is expenses. Now what are expenses? Expenses refer to the cost of earning revenues. When you earn revenue, you incur some cost. Now this cost can be in terms of electricity bill. This cost can be in terms of rent for the premises. If you are running a shop and you are selling goods, so selling goods is revenue, but to sell those goods you are paying the rent of the shop, you are paying the electricity bill of the shop, you are paying telephone expenses, you are paying salaries to your staff, and you are doing some other office expenses. So all those expenses which are enabling you to make that revenue, enabling you to earn the revenue, are termed as expenses. So they can be rent, salaries, electricity, telephone, etc. Basically expenses are the cost that you incur, the cost that you bear to earn the revenue. Now similar to revenue, expenses can also be paid in advance, or expenses may have not been paid even if the services have been taken. Now for example, you pay the salary to someone for the month of June or July in the month of May. So you are paying salary in advance, though you have not taken the services of that employee. You have not taken any benefit for that payment which you are doing. So you are giving in advance. So that is not your expense so far. You have not taken the benefit. Okay. So in that case, they are referred as prepaid expenses. Expenses is also referred as the cost of the benefits that you have consumed. But if you have not taken the benefit but you have paid for it, then that is advance expenses, prepaid expenses. On the other hand, you have taken the benefit but you have not paid for it, then they becomes as outstanding expenses. Expenses for which against which the benefit you have already received but you have not paid for them. For example, an employee who has worked in your organization in the month of February, but that February month is over, the salaries are normally paid at the end of the month, so you have not paid the salary for February by the end of the February, and now it is say a May. So in that case, in May, the salary of February which has not been paid will be considered as outstanding expenses on your side. They are outstanding. Those are the expenses which are still outstanding, which are still to be paid. That is outstanding expenses. So, just a brief recap of that. First thing is, expenses are the cost of generating revenue. They are the value. They represent the value, or they represent the cost of the benefit which you have already received and which you have definitely consumed. Now these are salaries, rent, interest, electricity charges, office expenses, cleaning expenses, all these expenses. Now when you pay these expenses before taking the benefit, they are referred as prepaid expenses. You have not yet taken the benefit for those expenses. You have not used the telephone services, but you have paid for it. You have not used the electricity, but you have paid for it. You have not taken the services of your employee, but you have paid for it. You have not taken the services of the landlord, but you have paid for it. So these are called as advance or prepaid expenses, the benefit for which you have still to receive. On the other side, the outstanding expenses. Now what are outstanding expenses? These are the expenses for which the benefit you have already received, but you have not paid for them. You have already consumed the electricity. You have already received the bill from the electricity company, but you have not yet paid for it. So they would be termed in accounting as outstanding electricity expenses. You have received the telephone bill for the month that is already over, but you have not paid for it. So they will be termed as outstanding telephone expenses. You have not paid for the salaries. The employee has already worked. Then they will be termed as outstanding salaries. You have not paid for the rent. The next month has started. In that case, the amount, the rent you have to pay to the landlord is called as outstanding rent. So similarly, there are expenses for which the benefit has been received but have not been paid for. So they are called as outstanding expenses. So far what we have seen the meaning of revenue, which is the value, which is the amount you receive or the promise you receive for the benefits which you give to others. On the other side, just opposite of revenue is expenses. These are the amount that you pay for the benefits that you receive. If you are receiving the benefit and you are paying for it, it is an expense for you. But if you are giving the benefit to somebody else, that benefit can be in the form of goods or services, and you are supposed to receive, or you have received the amount, in that case it becomes your revenue. So when amount is receivable or the amount is due to be paid to you, it is your revenue. When the amount you are supposed to pay to others for some benefits you have received, they are expenses. Now both these revenues and expenses can be advance also. When you pay some expense in advance, you have not taken the benefit, paid it, it is prepaid. Similarly, when you have received some payment from someone in advance without giving the benefit to the other person, it is unaccrued income. Income which has unaccrued means income which has not been earned. It is not yet your income. We even though call it as income not earned, but it is actually not an income at all. That is not an income at all. वो अभी income हुई नहीं है, but still we say income not earned. That is what we use the term. Similarly, there can be expenses also. That means the benefit which you have consumed, the benefit which you have already taken, but the payment is yet not made. So in that case, that will be termed as outstanding expenses, unpaid expenses. No, it is unpaid or outstanding is like that. Similarly, if you are supposed to receive some payment for the benefits which you have given, they are called as accrued income. That is your income. You have already earned that income, but you have not yet received it. That is accrued income. So these are the certain terms which you need to understand before we begin with this. Now, next important thing is, how do we actually calculate the profits? Profits are basically the difference between the sales revenue and expenses. Sales revenue means revenue itself. Revenue means what you get by selling goods. We sometimes call it a sales revenue. If you get fees, you can call it as a fees revenue. And if you can any other, maybe commission revenue. If you get commission, you can call it as commission revenue. So whether you call it commission revenue or revenue, it's fine. So sales revenue, I have used the word here. Sales means the revenue which you have earned for selling some goods or services. So sales revenue is one side, and then there are expenses on the other side. So the profit is basically a difference between sales revenue and the expenses. As we have already discussed, what is sales revenue, or the revenue is what you get by providing goods or services, and expenses are what you incur to get the revenue, what the cost you pay for getting the revenue. Yeah. And money received from customers, fees received by doctors, lawyers, etc. are part of revenue. Now, what is profit? Profit is basically the difference between the revenue and expenses. And when the revenues are more than the expenses, the difference is known as profit. So profit is excess of revenue over expenses. Say for example, if a doctor receives during a 1 week time, doctor receives from patients that she or he has seen 70,000 rupees, and the doctor has paid rent, doctor has paid salaries, doctor has paid interest, doctor has paid electricity bill, telephone bill, etc. of rupees say 35,000. So revenue is 70, expenses are 35. The difference of 35,000 is the profit. So this is how the profit is excess of revenue over expenses. If revenues are more than expenses, the excess amount of revenue is the profit. Now what happens in case of losses? In case of losses, revenues are less than expenses. If the revenue of the doctor is rupees 70,000, but the expenses of the doctor is 90,000, so in that case doctor has suffered a loss of rupees 20,000. So it is still the difference between revenue and expenses. Loss also mean the difference between revenue and expenses, but only thing is expenses are more than the revenue. Let us take an example now. Now what we have seen so far, now we start with an example, and we are starting with the basis of accounting. We have understood about the terms revenues and expenses. We have understood between advance revenues and advance expenses. We have understood between accrued revenues and outstanding expenses. Sometimes it is also called as accrued expenses. It's fine. Accrued expenses, accrued revenue, that means it is to be paid, unpaid amount. Advance is the amount has been paid in advance. Then we have seen profit. Profit is a difference between revenue and expenses. Now I have taken an example of an Dr. Anand who is running his own clinic. And then he tries to find out his income at the end of every month. Every month at the end, he tries to find out what he has earned during the month and what has been his actual profit of running the clinic. But he faces some problem. What problems he has? That salary of the month, that means if the month is over, the April month is over, the salary for April he is paying in month of May, next month. So he is wondering whether I should consider his salary for month of April, or should I consider it as a salary for month of May. Similarly, he also has some patients visiting who don't make the payment immediately. Some of the patients make the payment next month, or when they come next time. Suppose a doctor has treated a patient and the patient is known to him, or whatsoever reason, the patient is asking for request to make the payment on the next visit, which is next month. So in next month the patient is making the payment for the previous month visit as well as the current month visit. Now the doctor is confused whether the entire amount received for 2 months together should be treated as revenue for that month, or half of that should be treated for the previous month and half for the current month. So it is very normal for professionals and businessmen that they may receive the payment sometime later, or they may sometime receive the payment in advance also. Now let us see this thing. If they want to calculate the profit and loss, every professional or businessman must find out how are they going to treat these payments, whether it should be treated when they receive it, or whether they should treat it when they give the benefit. Now in the example of doctor's clinic, I am just repeating that I am making an assumption that the doctor is calculating the income every month. Now let us take this. These are 3 months with the doctor clinic, and I have taken some few cases. What we'll see that further. Now let us take here, the doctor sees the patient in the month of April. Try to understand this. But the payment is received by the doctor in the month of May, 500. Whether this 500 rupees is a revenue for the doctor. Now whether this 500 should be considered as the revenue for April or should be considered as the revenue for May. Similarly, a doctor uses electricity and receives the bill in the month of April. But by the time doctor pays for the electricity bill, it is already May. Again the problem is, now electricity is an expense, whether it should be considered as an expense of April or should be considered as an expense of May. Next thing, a doctor sees the patient in the month of May, but the payment is received by the doctor by the time it is June. Again the problem is whether this revenue of 700 rupees should be included in the month of May or it should be included in the month of June. Now one more case I am taking here. A doctor appoints an assistant, and that assistant is appointed in the month of May. The assistant works with the doctor for the entire month of May, but by the time doctor pays that assistant, it is already month of June. So rupees 1200 which is paid to the assistant, whether should that be considered as an expense of May or it should be considered as an expense of June. So these are the problems. Now one of the questions I have taken here, should the doctor include the patient fee in the month he sees the patient or in the month he receives the fee? Should the doctor consider the electricity bill payment in the month he receives the bill or in the month he pays for it? Should the doctor consider the salary for the month the assistant has worked or for the month in which he pays the salary? So these are the pertinent questions. The answer to all these questions lie in the concept of basis of accounting. Now what I have tried to explain you so far is the purpose of basis of accounting. And this concept answers to these questions. When should the revenue be considered as earned, or when should expense be considered as incurred? हम एक्सपेंस को एक्सपेंस कब मानेंगे, हम रेवेन्यू को रेवेन्यू कब मानेंगे? That is the question. Now, one of the bases of accounting is cash basis of accounting. According to this cash basis, incomes are recorded when they are received in cash. Whenever you receive, you treat them as income. That's it. Nothing doing. Simple. According to this approach, whenever you pay for the expenses, consider them as expense. In this approach, there are no credit transactions. Only thing is, the profit is the difference between cash received and cash paid. Whatever you receive and whatever you pay, that is the profit. Normally, some professionals like doctors, lawyers, chartered accountants, etc. follow this approach. Now what is the other approach now? That is accrual basis of accounting. According to this approach or this basis, incomes are recorded when they are earned or when they accrue rather than when they are actually received. Now in this case, if the doctor sees a patient in the month of April, doctor will consider it as a revenue for April, whether the payment is received or not. Similarly, if the assistant has been appointed in the month of May, then the expense of salary expense should be treated as expense in May, even if it has been paid in June. So accrual basis says when you receive the benefit, whether you pay for it or not, you consider it as an expense for that period. Similarly, when you give the benefit, whether you have received it or not, you consider it as revenue during the period in which you have given the benefit. In this approach, you record the credit transactions. And the profit is by matching the revenues earned. Revenues earned means what you have earned basically, and expenses incurred. It is not the cash paid or cash received, but it is whenever you have earned means you have given the benefit, and expenses incurred means when you have taken the benefit. All businesses are following this accrual basis of accounting. Now this basis of accounting is also called as mercantile system of accounting. Any business has to follow this approach. Without this, they cannot record the transactions properly. Now there is one more approach which is a mix of the two, and that is hybrid basis of accounting. According to this approach, incomes are treated on cash basis and expenses are treated on accrual basis. So when you receive the amount, you consider them as income. But even though you have not paid for it, but you have taken the benefit, you still consider them as expenses. So for income, they consider as cash basis, and for expenses they consider accrual basis. So for expenses, they record the credit transactions also. Some professionals may still follow this approach. Now the question may arise, why to follow this approach? This approach is much more practical than the cash basis of approach, because if you have to receive the money, अगर आपको पैसा रिसीव करना है तो आप you can follow the cash approach. लेकिन अगर आपको पेमेंट करना है किसी को, if you have to make the payment, you still will have to record that transaction even if you have not paid for it. आप ये नहीं कह सकते हैं कि जब मैं करूँगा तब करूँगा. आपको बिल मिल गया है तो अमाउंट इज ड्यू, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंपनी आपका इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कनेक्शन काट देगी, टेलीफोन कंपनी आपका टेलीफोन कनेक्शन टेलीफोन सर्विसेज डिसेबल कर देगी. सो इन दैट केस हाइब्रिड बेसिस इज यूज्ड is in case when you have to pay, you even record what you have to pay which you have not paid so far, but when you have to receive, it's fine. ये कई जगह होता है. This can happen with any professional. It can happen with doctors. Patient says I'll pay you during the next visit. Now patient doesn't turn up in the next visit. आया ही नहीं patient. So doctor may wait till the patient pays for it to consider as income. But the payment the doctor has to do, the doctor will in any case make record of all those expenses. Now let us see some major points of difference between the two approaches. In cash transactions, cash basis, you record only cash transactions. In accrual basis, you record both cash as well as credit. Income in cash basis is whenever you receive it, and accrual basis when you earned, whether you have received or you have not received. What happened in expenses? In cash basis, expenses are recorded when you pay for it, and in accrual basis, when you incur the expenses. आपने incur means when you have taken the benefit. Incurring expense means when you take the benefit. That means you have incurred the expense. आप होटल में गए, आपने होटल में खाना खाया, मतलब आपका एक्सपेंस हो गया. Accrual basis कहेगा आपका एक्सपेंस हो गया. That is incurring the expense. Even if you have not paid for it. वो आपके रिलेटिव का होटल है, आपने कहा मैं नेक्स्ट टाइम दे दूंगा, बट आपने जब मील लिया है उस होटल में, उस रेस्टोरेंट में, इन दैट केस वो आपका एक्सपेंस हो गया. यू हैव इनकर्ड द एक्सपेंस इवन दो यू मे पे इट लेटर ऑन. तो इनकर इज डिफरेंट देन द पेड. एक्सपेंसेस पेड एंड एक्सपेंसेस इनकर्ड आर टू डिफरेंट थिंग्स. यू मे इनकर एक्सपेंस बट यू मे नॉट पे फॉर इट. आपने एक्सपेंसेस इनकर कर लिए हैं बट आपने पे नहीं किया, और यू हैव पेड फॉर इट बट यू हैव नॉट इनकर्ड, वो भी हो सकता है. जैसे मैंने आपसे कहा कि वो प्रीपेड एक्सपेंसेस में. तो इनकरिंग एक्सपेंस मीन्स टेकिंग द बेनिफिट. दैट मीन्स व्हेन यू हैव टेकन द बेनिफिट मीन्स यू हैव इनकर्ड द एक्सपेंस. नेक्स्ट इज एडवांस और प्रीपेड. So in cash basis there is nothing like unpaid, there is nothing like prepaid, there is nothing like advance, there is nothing like accrued, there is nothing like unaccrued. But prepaid, accrued, unaccrued, outstanding, they are recorded in accrual basis. Legality. Legally cash basis is not recognized by law. Accrual basis is recognized by law. But some people who are not supposed to exactly follow, when you pay for income tax, maybe income tax may not follow your cash basis, they may go for accrual basis. But as far as you are concerned, आप अपने लिए तो आप कैश बेसिस से इनकम निकाल सकते हैं या accrual बेसिस से निकाल सकते हैं, वो आपकी इच्छा है. बट आप इनकम टैक्स वाले उसको एक्सेप्ट ना करें. इनकम टैक्स वाले आपकी इनकम अलग ढंग से निकाल सकते हैं, आप अपनी इनकम अलग ढंग से निकाल सकते हैं. ठीक है, दैट इज अप टू यू. और द कंपनीज लॉ, कंपनीज एक्ट जो है, जो कंपनीज के ऊपर, जॉइंट स्टॉक कंपनीज के ऊपर लगता है, जो बड़ी कंपनीज होती हैं, दे आर ऑल्सो यू आर सपोज टू फॉलो द एक्रूअल बेसिस. नाउ इन केस ऑफ प्रॉफिट, इन केस ऑफ कैश बेसिस यू आर नॉट एबल टू कैलकुलेट प्रॉफिट करेक्टली, वो सही प्रॉफिट नहीं आएगा आपका. बट इन एक्रूअल बेसिस यू आर एबल टू ascertain योर प्रॉफिट करेक्टली. विल टेक वन एग्जाम्पल. दिस इज अ बिजनेस ऑफ अ प्रकाश फर्नीचर supplies you the following information about its income and expenses for the financial year 1920. उनके expenses हैं 75,000. Income received is 2,03,000. Loan taken 1 lakh. Expenses paid in advance. Advance भी दिया 38,000. That means इन्होंने जो 75,000 दिया है, इसमें से 38 तो एडवांस है. इनकम रिसीव्ड इन एडवांस 25,000. एक्सपेंसेस, ये जो आपने 2,03,000 की इनकम रिसीव की है, इसमें 25,000 तो एडवांस में मिल गई है. अभी भी 23,000 की एक्सपेंसेस देने बाकी हैं. 22,000 इज एक्रूड इनकम. लोन्स गिवन, आपने जैसे लोन लिया है 1 लाख का, आपने लोन भी दिया है 20,000 का. सो दीज आर द थिंग यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द नेट इनकम of Prakash Furniture on cash basis, on accrual basis, and on hybrid basis. Now let's try to this question here. Now this is what it happened, the computation of income on cash basis, on accrual basis, on hybrid basis. Now I go back and forth and tell you how. Here you have received income of 2,03,000. So what I see is income received. First I have written total revenues and total expenses. Now from this total of revenues I'll subtract total expenses and then I'll get the profit. So A part is total revenue, B part is total expenses. From A minus B I'll get income of the year or profit of the year. I must say profit of the year. So income received 2,03,000, 2,03,000, 2,03,000. Whether it is cash basis, accrual basis or hybrid, all the three places income received is 2,03,000. Now relating to income, this one, income received in advance 25,000. So 25 is received in advance, which is not your income, but you have received it. So when you go for cash basis, income received in advance, you don't treat it. आप उसको ignore करते हैं. You don't record it at all anywhere in the cash basis. But accrual basis में वो advance income है आपकी, earned income है. तो जो आपने 2,03,000 you have received, you have to subtract from that. You subtract from 2,03,000 because you have given in bracket here minus 25,000. That is what. Now further it says income earned but not received. 22,000 you have earned but you have not received it. So this 22,000 is not included in 2,03,000 because you have not received it. 2,03,000 is what you have received, but 22 you have not received. So 22 is not included there. So here in cash basis you don't record this 22 either. and you don't record in hybrid also, because hybrid follows the cash basis when income is concerned. Basis लगेगा, so you don't record that income. So 22,000 you record only in accrual basis. आप accrual basis में record करते हैं. So you subtract 25, you add 22. So accrual basis के हिसाब से आपकी income is just 2 lakh rupees, even though you have received 2 lakh 3,000, but your income is only 2 lakh as per the accrual basis. And cash basis में और hybrid basis में your income is 2 lakh 3,000. Going back there, expenses paid is 75,000. Now let us see this. 75,000 in cash basis, 75 in accrual basis, 75 in hybrid basis. Expenses paid in advance, 38,000 आपने advance में दिया है. It is not your expense, आपने दे दिया. This is prepaid expenses. So आपके expense नहीं है वो. तो you subtract it in accrual basis and you subtract in hybrid basis. Hybrid basis you follow the accrual aspect, है ना, accrual basis in case of expenses. So आपको क्या करना है कि 38,000 आप accrual basis में भी income expense से minus करेंगे and hybrid basis में भी minus करेंगे. Next item relating to expenses, yeah, expenses not yet paid, 23,000 not yet paid. So you have not paid them, but you have to pay. Means आपने benefit ले लिया लेकिन pay नहीं किया, तो आपका expense, you have incurred the expense. तो cash basis में तो नहीं लिखेंगे because you have not paid it, but accrual basis में because you have incurred, it has to be recorded. तो 23,000 यहाँ भी आएगा, hybrid में भी आएगा. So the total expense for in cash basis, total revenue for cash basis is 2 lakh 3,000 and expenses is 75. So your income according to cash basis is 1 lakh 28,000. On accrual basis, your total revenue is 2 lakh and your expenses are 60,000. So your net income is 1 lakh 40,000. And in hybrid basis, you have 2 lakh 3,000 as revenue, which is same as cash basis, but your expenses are 60,000, which is same as accrual basis. तो hybrid के अंदर जो revenue है, total revenue, वो cash basis के बराबर आएगी और expenses जो हैं hybrid basis में वो accrual basis के बराबर आएंगे. तो 2,03,000 minus 60, तो 1,43,000 happens to be a revenue for in your hybrid basis. So this was an idea about your 3 bases of accounting, which are extremely important concept when calculating the profit of the business, and they answer lot of intriguing questions which every person who is supposed to calculate the profit or loss is facing that. So that is one important concept in accounting. So we have some sheet on this, and I'll try to put it in our link in our YouTube, where you can download the practice sheet if you need that. Take good care of yourself, and just a motivational quote here: you need not to be the same as you are today, but try to be better tomorrow. Fine. Thank you for watching this presentation. Thank you on behalf of Climb.in and on behalf of the faculties here. Thank you so much.